Hey, welcome back. I have another video. In this one here, we'll be taking a look at the information we got for for Heresy Thursday this week. And it's the information I've been waiting for, that the Imperium book is coming. I am having a blast painting my Night Lords, playing with them, theory crafting lists and strategies with them, and just in general talking about them and interacting with people about my Night Lords. I've had a lot of fun. But I am an Imperial player, especially Imperial Guard, specifically Imperial Guard, really. I haven't played Space Marines in a long time. So this book, I don't think it said when it was coming out. When we get to the bottom, I'll see if they have anything, but I recall correctly, we were going to get this book in October. So this might be like pre-order for the 1st of October sort of deal, like, the first week, or it could just be, hey, here's a heads up to what's coming, you can expect more. I'm sure there's something at the bottom of the page that'll hint to what's going on. But yeah, this book is going to have a whole bunch of stuff in it that's for the Imperial Army, or sorry, the Imperial War Machine. And that's the Legio Custodes, the Sisters of Silence, the Solar Auxilia, and the Assassins, the Divisio Assassinorum. So this is something I'm looking forward to, because this massed Imperial armies and tank columns. So that's my jam. That's the thing I love. I have hundreds of guard models. For infantry, I have dozens of vehicles. I've been collecting them for over 20 years. And while the collecting part has slowed down in the past few years, it never really went away, like the itch to get them out. They're just my favorite army. They always have been, always will be. And I'm going to dig out my Vostroyans for this army. They've been kind of languishing in a case for at least 3 years at this point, barely ever coming out, and it's time. I need to get them out. I need to start cleaning them up, because I know they're going to need some work. Stuff is going to still need to be painted, but I'll get after all. It's going to get me to speed up my Night Lords. I'm pretty much done painting everything I have for them, minus a couple of things I haven't built yet. I'm going to probably get my airbrush out sometime today and start getting the vehicles I primed done. That's hopefully not going to take too long. The Spartan thing's going to take forever, I can already tell. But yeah, gotta get the Night Lords finished so I can start prepping Imperial Army units. Then I'll have my two armies to kind of go back and forth between. So, first off, they talk about the Custodes, and they specifically get into the fact that these guys here are basically better Space Marines, and they have a Nemesis rule, which allows them to go after the best enemies, so to speak. And you get +1 attack, +1 to charge rolls, and you always hit on a 4+, unless it's a Primarch. That can be probably quite good when you're facing off against some of those big daemons. I know they put out that giant, ridiculously expensive Demon Lord dude. I imagine guys like him, he probably has stats that would make this really nice. Basically, if their unit type or subunit type is Primarch, Dreadnought, Monstrous, Reinforced, Bombard, Daemon, Corrupted, Super Heavy, Unique, or Knight, any of those, you get those bonuses. You have to have a majority of models in the unit with a value of 5 or more in any one of the following characteristics: weapon skill, ballistic skill, wounds, or initiative. And the unit could also be the one with the enemy warlord in it. So whole bunch of ways to get yourself these bonuses. Has to have at least one of these. So you don't even need to match these two. Like, they could be, I'm assuming, just like really crappy demons with very, low stats, but as long as they're demons, it doesn't matter. You're going to get that bonus. And it could be none of these things, and then your warlord's in there, or his warlord, their warlord, and you get that bonus. So pretty sweet rule. Then you got the Solar Auxilia. Instead of being like the super elite small force that the Custodes are. These guys here are like the massed infantry and armored columns. I have, like I said, a whole load of Vostroyans. I have a couple of super heavies. I have lots of tanks. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this army. I just need to sort of like start prepping the most obvious stuff and then wait and see what all I can fit into one of these lists. I do have a painted shadow sword. I've got a Baneblade that's sort of waiting for its time, but I haven't got to that one yet. After all the years I've owned it, for whatever reason. It's like primed and sort of started being painted, but I think what it was, I couldn't decide on which army to attach it to, but now I guess I know it's going to get attached to these guys. So they come in pretty big units. It's not platoons, I know. They have these like cohorts, then they have tercios. The cohorts, in my understanding, are like 10 to 30 guardsmen or, auxilia. And the squadrons are called tercios, is the way I get this. And basically, as long as they're within 3 inches of each other, or at least if they have a 3-inch coherency in that unit, the vehicles, or whatever we're talking about. Because I guess they do have platoons. Yeah, it's like these giant, like, you have giant squads, and some of them go together and they form this tercio thing. So I guess they're sort of platoons now that I think of it that way. Anyways, yeah, if you have a bunch of vehicles or a bunch of infantry squads that are all kind of together, when you do a reaction, basically one unit does the reaction and the other members of that tercio, the other cohorts, they can all kind of jump in on this. And that means that they can all do the same move or shoot reaction, as long as it's targeting the same unit. So yeah, I kind of assume this means the vehicles get to do it too. Yeah, there we go. There is a chance for the vehicles to do it too, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that. Just in general, getting to use my Vostroyans in this game was going to be cool. And then we've got the assassins, these guys here. There's all the different types of assassins. And as an advanced reaction, if they're being targeted for shooting, they can automatically move away twice the highest majority initiative, or twice the majority initiative, whatever that is. So if it's 4 or 5 or whatever, you just double it. That's how far they can move. They can move through terrain. They can move through impassable terrain, whatever, any direction, as long as they're moving within that distance. And as long as they are at least 1 inch away from enemy models and not inside impassable terrain at the end of that movement. And the goal here is to basically move yourself so that you are no longer in range or line of sight of that enemy unit. Because if you can do that, they cannot select a new target. That means all those shots are wasted. So they're going to hit you with their like 10-man plasma squad, and you escape their line of sight. Those 10-man plasma unit, that 10-man plasma unit doesn't get to shoot. It's really cool. It's really powerful. And these guys here obviously are meant for killing, but I feel like with something like this, you can even just for one turn, that one time you use your advanced reaction, you can really kind of make a really cool move that's going to cost them some of their momentum. And then on your turn, you're going to be able to go back in and charge them and do your thing, obviously. So yeah, pretty neat stuff. They don't mention the Sisters of Silence anywhere in here, as far as I saw. And I don't really know anything about Sisters of Silence. I know they're like psychers. But that's really all I know. I have a buddy who plays Custodes, and he never really ever takes the Sisters of Silence, so I'm not sure what they do offhand. But yeah, they don't say when to expect this. Yeah, we've yet to mention Sisters of Silence. Yeah, there's nothing here yet about when it's coming out, but that's okay. So if anyone's excited about the Imperial book, you should let me know down below. Which army do you plan to use? Or if you're looking forward to, killing some more Imperial servants for the Dark Gods, for the War Master, just I suppose you can share that too. I'm a little bit conflicted since I'm sitting on both sides of that fence. But yeah, this is looking pretty good, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.